Man, there was something Todd Monken said that kind of flew under the radar, but honestly, it might say way more about the Browns' future than any QB stat line. Because this ain't just about Shedeur Sanders, and it ain't just about Deshaun Watson either. It's about what kind of team the Browns want to be moving forward. Quick context. Monken came in with one job: fix an offense that's basically been a train wreck for 2 straight years. No exaggeration. It's been one of the worst units in the league over that stretch. And here's the kicker. The roster didn't change all that much. So this isn't some full rebuild situation. He's dealing with pretty much the same issues, and he's got to squeeze more out of it. Now we get to the most sensitive spot: quarterback. Right now, it's pretty straightforward. Deshaun Watson, veteran, but coming off a torn Achilles and a rough season. Shedeur Sanders, young, inconsistent, shaky numbers, but flashes some juice. Dillon Gabriel, kind of lurking in the background. So what did Monken do? Instead of talking scheme, mechanics, reads, he zeroed in on something very specific about Shedeur: playmaking ability, confidence. That's not just a throwaway line. Here's where it gets interesting. If you just look at Shedeur's numbers: 56.6% completion, 7 TDs, 10 picks, 68.1 rating. That doesn't scream future franchise QB. But Monken isn't just looking at the box score, and that tells you 2 big things. 1. He knows Watson isn't a sure thing. Right now, Watson's a question mark, not just physically, mentally too. Last time we saw him, he looked like a QB with no confidence, no rhythm, kinda out of sync with the whole squad. So when Monken talks about tremendous growth in the room, that sounds less like certainty and more like hope. 2. He's willing to bet on intangibles: confidence, leadership, off-script playmaking. That's not how coaches talk about a locked-in QB1. That's how you talk when you're trying to develop a guy. Now here's the tactical angle. Monken's offense has historically worked best with QBs who can extend plays, go off-script, keep plays alive, even if they're not technically perfect. And Shedeur, mistakes and all, fits that mold. I'll be real with you. I get what Monken sees in Shedeur, but it's still a risky bet. Because building around confidence as your foundation for QB development in the NFL, that's dangerous territory. At the same time, there's something you can't ignore. With Shedeur on the field, the Browns went 3-4. Not amazing, but not a dumpster fire either. More importantly, the team competed. And that lines up with something else the coaching staff has hinted at. They value a QB who can mess up a lot and still keep the locker room believing. That's rare, and maybe that's exactly what they think Watson is missing right now. Best case scenario: Watson comes back healthy, gets his confidence back, and Monken rebuilds the offense around him. Shedeur develops as a backup, cleans up the turnovers, gains consistency, and becomes a legit future option. That's stability. That's what you want. Middle scenario, probably the most realistic. Watson starts the season as QB1, but he's inconsistent. The offense looks better under Monken, but not enough. At some point, Shedeur gets his shot, not as the savior, but as a spark to try and wake things up. Worst case scenario: Watson never really recovers physically. The offense stays stuck in the mud. Shedeur takes over, but the mistakes keep piling up. Now you're heading into 2026 with no clue who your QB is. And that's the kind of limbo that wrecks franchises. Here's something not enough people are talking about. What Monken said isn't just about Shedeur, it's also a message. When he emphasizes confidence, playmaking, leadership, he's subtly pointing out what he thinks is missing right now. And that puts pressure on Watson. Because now it's not just about performance, it's about identity. So the real question isn't just who's going to be QB1, it's what kind of quarterback do the Browns actually want leading this team? Because depending on that answer, Shedeur Sanders might be a whole lot closer to taking over than people think. So let me ask you rolling with that bet on Shedeur, or you still think Watson deserves more time to prove he's the guy?